So just pretend like we just played the intro.
Sure. What's up, everybody? This is a Zoom episode of Nothing's for No One featuring us.
Yeah. No guests. We're all over the place. We've I haven't put up an episode in a little bit. I think we're like 2, maybe 3 weeks behind.
Yeah.
The internet in the Virgin Islands is not that good, so I wasn't able to upload our Omegle episode. I still don't know how to pronounce that.
Okay, yeah. I thought maybe like the video was just fucked or something. So
no, I mean the video is fucked, but I mean at least there is video. It's a one camera shot basically, which is unfortunate because I was telling people about that episode. I was like, yeah, the people we met on that was like one of the more like insane episodes.
Yeah.
Like right off the bat, it was the cam girl, which was crazy, talking about huffing paint and doing drugs.
Oh man!
And it was 19, which is even more insane.
Yeah, that was definitely nuts.
And then we topped it off with the guy, or not topped it off, but at least towards the end was the guy driving in the car, smoking reds and drinking beer, doing 130 miles an hour. Yeah. So everybody will see that.
Sick.
For them, it's tomorrow. For us, and this would be the week before. But I know we were supposed to do our death metal episode, but thankfully that got postponed a little bit because I've been busy playing catch up.
Yeah.
So I don't blame Nate for not being able to do it.
Yeah, he was just like, because I was just like, you just got back from a trip, obviously, to the Virgin Islands, which I'm sure we'll get into. And Nate was just like, because Nate was just like, oh man, like, do you think we could do next week? I was like, why, are you worried Bill's sick? And he's like, no, not at all. He's like, I just haven't had time to listen to the albums. He's like, I'd really like another week.
That's so
and I'm
funny.
just like, okay.
What the fuck has he been up to?
Yeah. I have no idea, man. Oh my God. So now that I pet this dog here, he's been asking for pets. He'll be here the whole fucking time. So if anybody could see, enjoy this view of this big man. But, oh my God. So, dude, I have another insane story to tell you that I can tell on air.
Yeah.
But, so like this morning, we woke up, me and Sam woke up and like, I was having a problem with my toilet last night in the bathroom, like attached to our bedroom, where it just like wasn't flushing. It wasn't like clogged it was like, I thought it was clogged. I tried plunging it and like, it was literally unused. It just wasn't like flushing and going down. So like, I was like, all right, I guess like I'll try and fuck with it in the morning. And then, so we have another bathroom that I've been using. And then I started to try and like, I tested that one out and then that one wouldn't flush this morning. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like nothing's going down. So I text our landlord. I'm like, hey, our toilets aren't fucking working. Is there anything we could do? And he was just like, oh, like we have the pipes because we're in the garden unit of our apartment. So we have like the pipes for like the entire building encased in this cabinet in our unit. And he was just basically just like, oh yeah, just whack one of the pipes and then it's like your ejector pipe. It should start to work then. So sure enough, like, cause like I called my dad to come down here. I don't know, like what time it was, probably around like 9:30, 10. And, to see if he could help me unclog the toilets. Cause I thought for sure that was it, but like, I didn't know. So, whenever like we have people down here, our cat just like gets super skittish and tries to hide from everybody. And so sure enough, like my dad's down there. So Sam's cat's hiding somewhere. And so eventually like my dad leaves. I text or I shouldn't say that. Edit that out if you can, because I shouldn't say his name on here probably.
I mean, you didn't use a last name. It's all right.
Yeah, I texted our landlord and was just like, hey, our toilets aren't flushing. He was like, yeah, that happens in that unit sometimes. He was like, try, shaking the ejector pump like pipe. And he was like, if you could do that, like usually it'll kick back on and it should work with no problem. So like I go under there, me and Sam are underneath the cabinet. We're just like whacking the pipes with our hands. And finally, like I hear this like big, like whoosh, like whooshing sound. And I'm like, oh, I think that's it. And sure enough, I went to check the toilets and it was fine. But then like we start looking for the cat and we can't fucking find him anywhere, dude. And we're like, holy fuck. So we were looking in all of his favorite hiding spots. We can't find him at all. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, where the fuck did he go? And honestly, the only person that came in and out of the apartment was my dad. My dad came in through the front way, and he closed the door, but like, even if you come in the front way of our apartment, it's closed off by 3 other doors. So there's no way to get outside unless you're a cat with thumbs and know how to open an actual door. And, our back door was locked the whole time. I hadn't even taken the dog out yet to go to the bathroom. It was like so early in the morning. We were trying to figure it out so we could go to the bathroom. So like, we're freaking out. We have no idea where the cat is. I literally got in my car and started driving around to try and look for him. We couldn't find him, and it was just like a nightmare. We didn't know what the fuck to do. And like, out of nowhere, all of a sudden, Sam finds that she said, because I went to the bedroom because I was freaking out about it so much. And Sam was sitting on our couch, and like our living space is like, you could like across the other side of the entire apartment is our kitchen. And on top of our fridge, I have some like Aldi bags and like reusable grocery bags. And I have this big Trader Joe's one, and it just knocks over, right? On top of the fridge. And sure enough, the cat is fucking like on top of the fridge.
Of course.
Wedged in between the cabinet and the refrigerator. And we're like, oh my God. Yeah, it was. And that was like, that happened like, that literally took like almost an hour and a half
to figure that out.
Realized he was, from where we realized he was gone. Yeah.
Cats, man, that'll happen. Dude, yeah, that happened to me once with Sega when I first got her. I went out and like came back, and I'm looking around, and she's like nowhere to be found. And usually she comes out whenever I came home, because usually she would get fed. I'm freaking out. I mean, you've been in my apartment. It's fucking tiny. There's not a lot of places they could be.
Yeah.
I'm like, I looked under the bed. I moved like the whole mattress and stuff. And I was like, I couldn't find her, looking everywhere in the closets. And then finally, I think at one point I like moved the blankets around and like nothing. I was like, what the fuck? Finally, after everything's done, I'm like, just took a second. I was like, this cat's got to be like somewhere in the apartment. There's like no way she can get out, because I have like 2 doors to get out. And I checked the blankets like one more time, and sure enough, she was just jammed up underneath the blankets, just passed the fuck out. I was like, God damn you.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
Great move. And she's never done that since. Annoying. She's like never done that. It's the weirdest thing. Yeah. It's the one time.
Dude, I was talking about buying one of those tile things, and like they make these little tile stickers now where you could like, they're adhesive and you could stick them onto something. Our cat's got like a little like, like a collar with
stick it to
a little keychain with his name on it. And I was like, let's just stick it to that. That way, like, we'll be able to find him easily.
You could just put like a regular like tile on them. Doesn't have to be the sticker one. Because they're like keychains. I was thinking
of that too, like one that just like one like putting.
I used to have those.
They're both the same price. Yeah, you were the first one I knew who had them.
They were cool for the most part until like my shit got stolen, and it served no purpose. And I was like, all right, I'm done buying these. Like, I was like, this is pointless. I just know that somebody has my stuff somewhere. Like, cool. Like it never dinged.
Did it track how far does it track up to?
It doesn't track that far. However, there is an option that you can basically say, like, if anybody else has a tile, it'll do a search for it. So if it happens to come across somebody else with a tile, then it will let you know, like, oh, it's in this area. But that means like a bunch of people have to have tile, and it's still, I mean, at that time it's still a pretty new device that not a lot of people had it. So yeah, when my shit got stolen, I put that on. I was like, all right, if it dings, awesome. But it never did. Like, and I had it going for quite some time. I think it was like a month before I was like, I give up. Like, nobody's gonna find it. Like,
yeah, that's fair. How were the fucking Virgin Islands, dude?
Good. I don't like. It's funny. Like for those of the people that watch this show, they don't need to adjust their screens. I am browner than before. Which is always funny, because like people don't realize, because I have the last name Faye, which is Irish, and I'm not Irish. It's just the last name. I am half Mexican, so I do tan, even though it doesn't look like it most of the time. It's mostly pale because I'm indoors all the fucking time. So yeah, it was nice to get some sun and get a little bit of a tan. It's kind of weird seeing myself browner. Scares me when I go to the bathroom. But it was good. It was a lot of fun, man. I was there for, 10 days? And it was cool to see Tom and Alex. That was interesting because They are currently separated right now. And so like they were fine. It was funny because like I went with my friend Nick. He's been on the show before, and it was funny at times. I was like, I feel like we're kind of like inconveniencing Alex some of the times because she was still working while we were there. And then I was like, well, in hindsight, it was probably more Tom than us, but I'm not really sure. Because there was a couple moments where like they were going back and forth. I was like, Alex, like you can't be saying that, man. He's like right there. She's like, I don't give a shit. I was like, okay, that's on you guys.
Yeah, fuck. That's so funny.
But it was fun, yeah. And because she was working, Tom ended up taking a couple days off, so that was fun. But me and Nick are neither like big drinkers at all, so like I think that was the other thing that kind of probably bummed out Tom, is that we weren't like, let's drink all night. Like it was usually like, oh, I'll have like a drink or two and then go to bed. And I think one of the days we got up, like I always got up early, and Nick was usually getting up right after I would, so like 7 a.m. And at one point, like we wanted to go to the beach, and Tom was like, oh, I'll take you guys. I'm like, all right, cool. And we're like trying to wake him up, and he's like, I went to bed at 4:30 in the morning. And I was like, oh, come on, man. So that took a little while to get him up and running, and eventually he made it to the beach. And watching Tom do stuff in the water is always funny.
That is cool.
It's not his natural habitat.
So they don't live together, right?
No. So Tom got a new place, I think like a month or two ago. I can't remember. Actually a pretty sick place. Like it overlooks the ocean. Like he's like right on the shore. Has this amazing view. Wow. And also fun fact, and I wish I remember which episode it is, but so when you're on Tom's porch and you're looking out in the ocean, you look to the left, there's this large like concrete structure. It's pretty run down, but it also is like right around the shoreline. And I remember hearing this the first time I visited. I forgot all about it until they told us, but it's famously known as the Dolphin House. So I don't know if anybody's familiar with this. Essentially, back in like 1969, I believe it was, the scientist was like, hey, we need to like talk to dolphins as a sort of stepping stone into talking to extraterrestrials. And it was actually like Carl Sagan that was like, yeah, you guys could do that. Like gave it the go ahead. Part of this I learned from them, and part of this I learned from a Drunk History episode that talks about it. It's in the latest season, and it's the one called Drugs. And I highly recommend checking out that episode so you can hear kind of what happened. But essentially, this guy was like, we're going to do a bunch of LSD, kick it with some dolphins. One of the scientists that worked under him, this woman, started jerking off dolphins.
Whoa.
Yeah. Eventually NASA like caught wind of this and was like, oh my God, like you have to stop immediately. Like this is utter insanity. So they scrapped that back in 1969. You can also see, I think you can see it from Alex's balcony, but you can see Epstein's Island as well. A lot of terrible history in St. Thomas, man.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
That was funny because like I went there, was it 5 years ago, and everybody was talking about that island. They're like, oh, that's Pedo Island. Oh, that's just Pedophilia Island. I was like, that's weird. I was like, whose island is it? And they're like, I don't know. They're like, it's some dude named like Jeffrey Epstein. Like, you know, he just comes and goes. Like but that's where everybody, like, they send kids and shit. And I was like, that's weird. And like, everybody just knows that. And they're like, yeah, it's just part of the island. You know, like everybody just knows that's where underage kids go. And then fast forward, 3.5, 4 years later, the whole Epstein thing breaks. And I was like, oh my God, I know all about this. I was like right by that island. We actually sailed right up to the island. You can't go on there because security will come down and stop you, but you can swim like almost up to it if you really want to. So yeah, weird shit. Yeah.
That's so cool.
There are buildings missing now because they had that really bad hurricane 2 years ago.
Yeah.
The biggest one being this weird, like, I think it's in the documentary, but this weird, like, golden domed building that he had. I don't know what the fuck it was. That's
the
gone.
Pedo Dome?
Yeah, it could have been the pedo dome. Yeah, the
That's
pedophile
what
dome.
it was. Yeah, the golden pedophile dome.
It's like the Thunderdome, but kids
That's
are
what
getting
every
fucked.
villain has to have.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's where the Clintons hung out. So yeah, that was cool. Hanging out on the beach is always fun. That's always good. And just kind of floating in the water.
Yeah, the beach rules.
Oh, dude, it's great. And then we did do a boat on this trip, and that like fucked me up, like because how choppy. Yeah, because of how choppy the water was.
Oh yeah.
And it was funny because right in the beginning, the guy, the captain of the boat was just like, yeah, this is this type of boat. Like they run really smooth, so it should be like a nice, easy ride. And we're like, cool. Going along, like against the current, and like every once in a while we'd hit like a really bad like dip. And on the way back, I swear to God, I felt like my spine was like a Coke can just getting crushed. Like we hit so hard. And the pain in my back that I had months ago, I was like, oh, it's back. Like, I don't think I'm going to be able to walk again. Like, I think I'm fucked. Like, I was terrified. Like, I was like, I'm so fucked. Like, when we get back home and if I rest. But I ended up just stretching a bunch, iced my back, and I was totally fine. But I felt horrendous after that. That was a little scary. Yeah, it was very scary. I'm sure. I was, and our one buddy Matt ended up biting the shit out of his fucking lip or tongue or something because it hit so hard. So that was a little scary, but otherwise it was fun. We went to this place called Water Island, which it's literally just an island you can only get to by boat. I believe somebody said there's only
Water Island.
Yeah, and there's only 2 vehicles on the island. One of which is, I believe, is a regular like Jeep or whatever. And the other one's a go-kart. Sure. That's it on the whole island. Oh, yeah, and you just cruise up, and there's a little like beachfront bar restaurant. Everything's a fucking bar restaurant there, which is funny. Yeah, like you don't have to go far to find drinks, which is really funny. As far as COVID goes, it didn't really slow them down at all. I didn't realize, but it was spring break.
Yeah, that's good.
I guess it's good, but it's just like, ugh, like there were so many fucking people.
There a lot of people there?
Tons of people. Like, even the locals were like, this is insane, like how busy it is right now. Like, it's busier than it's ever been. And I was like, oh, that's great.
Good for their economy, but like bad for humanity.
Right. I mean, that island's already doing kind of bad as far as I know with COVID.
Yeah. That's nuts. And you got back, you took a test and you don't have it, right?
Yeah,
like you're good.
Passed negative. Yeah, I was good.
That's wild. Sick, good for you, man. Especially after all that.
With all the traveling and stuff, like it had me a little worried, but I don't know. It wasn't that bad. Didn't see anybody go crazy on the plane or anything with like, having to wear a mask.
You Nate while you were on the beach and been like, yo, hanging out with all my buddies.
Nah, I didn't want to rub it in his face.
I know. That would have been a very bad idea.
Right.
I love you, Nate. I'm sorry if you're listening to this. Very much.
Gonna yell at us now. But it was cool. It's funny. Tom gave me. I don't know if I told you, but like I've been compiling a ton of video footage of the Something Is Waiting album that we're currently working on, and I started it. I think I started recording like almost 6 months ago. Whenever we started doing pre-pro, and I had about I'd say about 30 hours. Probably worth of material, and I was able to actually whittle it all down to, I think the last I checked it was like a little over 4 hours, which is still a lot. I still need to get rid of a ton of stuff, but I got most of it out of the way, and I was working on that for a little bit when I had time, when everybody else is still sleeping. Which that was funny because Tom was like, I can't. He's like, what the fuck's wrong with you guys? He's like, how is it? He's like, you're on vacation, you're still working. I was like, well, yeah. I was like, technically this is work, but this is like work that I can't do because I'm already working.
Yeah.
So it's not really work per se, but it was something to do,
Yeah.
Which I'm excited for. And then
fuck it.
What else? I don't know if you saw, but I made a video of a sunset that we watched on the last night. We were there, and
I didn't see that. Where is that at?
I posted on my personal YouTube channel and then on Facebook and stuff. It was fun.
I follow your personal YouTube. That's something. What is your personal YouTube? I can do this now because I'm sitting literally at my computer.
I think it's, what is it? I think it's WTF. Maybe? Ooh, I don't know. It's the one they do, like, if I watch stuff, I watch it through there. Like, I don't use our account.
WTF. Yeah, I don't know.
But
I made that mistake, man, of like watching shit on the band's like Google account on accident. And
that's
it's
always
like,
funny.
everybody's like, why is there, this? Yeah, no, it's been a while, but I used to do that all the time.
Yeah,
so I'd just be lazy, and I'm like, well, nobody's probably gonna do this. And then I noticed like the other guys doing it, and I look at what the other guys accidentally were watching, and I'm like, oh. Like I remember Adrian did it a couple times, and I would see some like cooking videos or something.
Like exactly who it is.
Yeah.
With ours, our personal page, or like the Nothing's for No One page, there's a lot of like mixing videos that pop up because I was like looking up a bunch of mixing stuff. So that's always fun. And then like live videos too. It's like it's not far off from my personal one anyway.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I always get so like I've noticed like now that I'll use YouTube more often than I ever have before. I'm very like I'm a stickler about my algorithm, like what I look up or because like it's like I never really subscribed to YouTube users until like the past like as of like last year I really started doing it where I'm like, oh, I kind of like these videos, like I'm gonna follow this person or whatever it happens to be, and so like my algorithm would just be all over the place, but now it's like it's definitely tailored and whatnot, but I definitely sometimes regret some of the rabbit holes I go down because I'm like, fuck, now I'm just getting like all these recommendations. Like I used to love watching like cringe TikTok compilations on YouTube, but whenever I would do that on all of my other apps, like on my phone, I would get TikTok ads. Like it would be insane, and I just eventually. So I started watching like I'll follow a couple Instagram accounts that like basically just post cringe TikToks, and that way like I don't have to get the ads or anything like that. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect. So I never have to. Yeah, I never watched on YouTube anymore because of that, and it took like months, dude. It took months of like not searching that at all for it to finally like go away.
You can click on like the option of like not interested or stuff like that.
Yeah, this ad doesn't. Yeah, I gotta look for it, I guess, then, because I want to be like, man, if I have to sit through this shit again, I don't know if I can. Yeah. But
I made this video of sunset. We were checking out like the last night, and we drove up. Dude, that was a lot of fun. Was driving around like in Tom and Alex's vehicles. Like, Alex has like a Jeep, which is perfect for that place because like first of all, nothing's fucking flat. Nothing. Everything is fucking crooked, slanted, off by a little bit. Like nothing's perfect. It's like it's your worst nightmare. Like the whole time I'm like, I'm gonna roll my ankle. I'm gonna roll my fucking ankle. Like this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna roll my ankle. Which I did last time. I fucking slipped and like fucked up my foot and
oh fuck.
Yeah, and this time I was other than the boat, I was pretty unscathed, but so and then Tom has a little tiny Toyota Yaris. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's like a little hatchback. Okay. Yeah.
I know of it.
Dude, this poor fucking car, because it's so low to the ground that even speed bumps, if he didn't go on an angle, would just scrape the fucking tits off the bottom of his car like every time. And but when we went to go
Did
see,
he just not give a fuck?
I mean, there's nothing you can do. You just it just is what it is. Yeah.
Just gotta endure it. Yeah.
And so we drove up to see this to get to this viewpoint. We're going up, and it's fucking like whoever the civil engineer is of like who set up these roads is a fucking asshole. And so like you go up, it's already like an insane angle to go up this fucking mountain, and so then you turn in, it angles up even more, and then it's just the fastest like downslope into the parking lot, and his car's like, I've never heard a car make this noise before. It was just the loudest, most horrendous thing I ever heard. It was just like right over. And I was like, dude, the car's not gonna start. Like, we're stuck. That's what I thought. I was like, dude, he just ripped out the whole bottom of his car. It worked out. The car ran fine afterward. We made it back.
common as Yaris, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's so funny. He has a Toyota Yaris. Is he doing all right, Tom?
Yeah, he's doing good. He's doing really good.
That's good.
He used to work.
Miss that guy.
Yeah, I do too, man. Like, so it was great to hang out with him.
I'm sure.
Yeah, so he for a good while he was down there, he worked for this company that essentially is like a building supplier and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So obviously he was pretty busy after the hurricanes and stuff like that. So that was good. He had a lot of hours put in for that, but then he left it, I think, like a year ago, and now he works in a boatyard and just kind of stores boats for people down there.
Yeah.
It seems like a pretty chill job. He likes it. Pays enough for his booze and cigarettes, and yeah, he's happy.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that was the other thing that was funny. I went to dinner at this place called Brooks, and it was like a very local spot. Like I believe the women that ran it were like Dominican, and
cool.
Super sweet. Like people that like clearly go there a lot, like they knew right away, and like just like really nice. And like there was this like fat cat that was just hanging out there that clearly like everybody just feeds scraps. And he just like slowly would like go to table.
An actual fat cat.
Oh yeah. Like kind of like my shop cat.
Not
like
the expression.
No. Like an actual cat would just hang out.
Wow.
Because everything's kind of like outdoors there. There's nothing really indoors.
Yeah,
Everything's just outdoors because it's so nice. And the cat would just go to table, and if you had like some chicken, I'd give it to him, and he was pretty content.
Yeah, very sick.
It was funny. Their menu was literally just a whiteboard that they would write whatever food they had and whatever was left, and they were just like, "That's what's left," and no prices. It was just like, "This is what we have." You just order it, and you're like, "All right." And
wow.
And it's funny because at the very end, she just busts out her phone with a calculator app and was just like, "What did you have?" And she was like, "All right," and like tallied up whatever it was, just knew the prices. And
hell yeah!
This is how much you owe, and you're like, "Whatever." And it's cash only, of course. And what was funny though is at the end, she gets to.
What did you get?
Believe it or not, shrimp fettuccine alfredo.
Nice. Was
Apparently,
it good?
Yeah, it was really good. Apparently, that's like a thing. Like Alfredo is huge out there. Who would have thought, right?
Cool.
Of all the things.
Yeah.
They really like Alfredo sauce. Yeah. And at the end, when the lady got to me, she asked if I spoke Spanish. I was like, "Oh, sorry, I don't." I was like, "Well, clearly I got a tan while I was here, so that worked out."
Yeah.
I knew mission accomplished.
Man, dude, that's so wild. I literally remember it was like, because we did the Omegle episode on a Sunday at Dave's. It was earlier too, right? It wasn't like
late.
It
was closer to like 2 or something like that.
Sure, yeah, because I remember that night, me and Sam, we decided to go cruise up to the Baha'i Temple and get baked, and then go pick up Raisin Cane's for dinner. It was such a fun night, dude, because it was like really nice that day. It was like 50 or 60 degrees out or something here, and I remember I was listening because, like, the next episode would have been at the time was going to be the death metal one, which we're doing next week. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll listen to one of those albums. So I put on the Zenith Passage, and it was awesome just listening to that record with that nice weather and like the windows down. It was just like, oh, and I'm high as fuck, and it's awesome. But it's crazy how like that was like almost 2 weeks ago. I mean, that was what, 2 or 3 weeks ago now.
3,
like 2 weeks ago, I think.
No, 3. I
Holy
think.
fuck! Yeah, see, and that doesn't feel that long ago. Like, that's crazy. How
time
fast
flies.
That time is gone. Yeah, I guess so, man.
Because nothing's changed. Ooh. We're still like stuck indoors. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that trip was like the closest I ever got to normalcy. That was kind of like, it was a little weird to like go out to eat and like hang out with people. Like, it was very. The one plus side though, so if Nate is concerned listening to this, so Alex is a teacher down there, and like all her friends are teachers, and they're all vaccinated, like every one of them, and like I believe like their boyfriends and husbands and wives and whatnot, everybody there was like vaccinated. So it was like, oh, I'm the odd man out here. So that was funny because like the night of, I think we got in, Alex had like a St. Patrick's Day party, which was funny. She was like, "Oh, make sure you bring green." I was like, "Oh fuck!" I was like, "All right, I think I got green." I do have like an old Small Town Murder shirt that's green, so I was like, "All right, I'll wear that."
Nice. I know that shirt with the yellow bear.
Yeah. I love that shirt.
I had the bright blue version of that shirt. It was like blue and yellow. Like the bear was yellow and it was like bright blue.
I think the one I have might have been like a one-off. I think it was like one of the samples or some shit.
Test print.
I think so.
Like that?
It might have been. Yeah. Cool. There's like 2 or 3 other weird test prints that somebody has out there of that shirt.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty sick.
First Roman ring shirts too that we used to have. I have like a weird test print of one somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Of like the first design that you guys sold me at a basement show before I joined the band.
Cred.
And I think like Nate gave it to me. He's like, "Here you go." He was just like, "Oh, just give me like $5." I'm like, "Okay."
Should have just taken it from him and beat him up.
No. Yeah. In hindsight, learn, man.
You can still do it. When we see him, we can just beat him up.
Yeah, of course you can.
We're coming for you, Nate. It'll be too late. We'll see him before this episode airs. We'll beat the shit out of him and be like, "What the fuck?" And then he'll hear us talking about it. So
right. Yeah, it's so much fun. Oh my god,
dude! And that party was really funny because it was like maybe like 10, 11 people there, and one other person wore green. Everybody else was just like showed up. And what was really funny was so this dude Matt, I met through Tom and Alex. I believe he's originally from St. Louis, or he currently lives in St. Louis. I can't remember. Really great dude. I love having him around because he just laughs at everything we say and do. I'm like, "Oh, this guy makes it seem like I'm so much funnier than I actually am." I was like, it was awesome. And so we're all hanging out at Alex's, and it's, get thrown in the deep end, meeting all these people and trying to figure out who the fuck's who. And the other thing that's weird, I noticed with everybody out there on that island, they're all really nice. Like, everybody's super nice, very friendly. Mm-hmm. Nobody's really like an asshole to anybody. But what I notice, which is cool, but what I notice is nobody tries to get to know you, because with them, it's always like people are coming and going. Like myself, like me and Nick, probably never going to see these people again. Like most people that come through this island. So there's like a bit of that weird kind of like, we're never going to see each other again. Well, like, why even get like in depth with conversations kind of thing?
That general vibe.
Yeah, so that was like a little weird, but I was like, whatever. I was like, I just feel like I'm at a show now, like, where I don't want to befriend any of the bands, like, kind of situation.
Yeah.
It's like,
at least that,
all
like,
surface level. Oh, yeah, I was 100% ready for it, which is funny.
That's really funny. Did you notice that before, like, when you had been there before to the islands?
Looking back now, I noticed that. I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of the vibe. And I get it, because like I said, people come and go on that island left and right. Even people that are like only going to be there for like a year or two. It's like, why have these attachments? Like, I totally understand why. Yeah. But at least everybody's nice, because it's like, well, you don't want to be a dick to anybody. Like, you might as well be nice,
No, yeah. Absolutely.
Because the other funny thing was, like, there's a few people obviously in that group where they're like, like, we don't totally get along with this person, but, it is what it is. And it's like, really? Like, they seem so fucking nice, like, when we were hanging out. And we're like, well, yeah, they're nice because it's like, you just met them. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, that's like anybody. But what really cracked me up, for the most part, I was kind of minding my own business, and I was just kind of hanging out with Nick or just talking to Tom or Matt. And at one point, there's like this loud commotion going on the porch, because like all the girls are out there singing and dancing, and they're with their guys or whatever. And this one tiny, I can't remember her fucking name, this one tiny one comes walking in, wasted, beyond belief wasted. And once again, I felt like I was at a show. I was like, oh, I feel at home with this. It's like, uh-oh, here we go. And like, locks eyes with me and is like, I gotta talk to that guy. I'm like, fuck, why do I always get stuck with the drunk person? So trying to be nice, and she's just like, I fell out there, and like I tried to be good, but I'm making an ass out of myself. I was like, that's fine, don't worry about it. I'm sure nobody really cares that much, because I guess like she came with like one of the teachers, like for the first time ever or some shit, like, so she was new to the group. Like, I think like some of them kind of knew her or some shit. And from my understanding, she was with a dude, right? So we're talking and talking.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm just being nice. I'm just like, there's no reason for me to be mean. I'm just being nice. And she's getting like closer and closer. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I look over at Matt and Nick and they're like laughing their ass off because they're like, look at this. This is funny. I was like, this is not funny. I was like, her guy, who I don't know, is literally like 2 feet behind me. And behind me is an open window. And she's like saying all this like fucked up shit. I'm like, you need to chill. Like, what the fuck, dude? I was like, yeah, I just met that guy and he seems like a really nice dude. So let's not do this right now. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
So it was fun. Night one, I got to see somebody's rock bottom. So that was a plus.
Nice. Yeah, Jesus. So what ended up happening?
Nothing. I'll have to show you when I see you. There is a picture of her like right next to me, just like blah, 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 and like kept grabbing my beard and like feeling my beard up, and I was like, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. Like, come on, man. But did I lose you?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, sorry about that.
No, it's all right.
Yeah, my fucking shot ass.
No, it's all good.
Shot ass internet, dude.
I would have thought mine would have crapped out first.
Nope, it's mine. Mine's been so bad recently.
Really?
Yeah, I'll explain it when we get back on the air. Hold on, let me. Okay, are we tracking now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So for the listeners who don't know, I live like the apartment I live in is technically right underneath the apartment that my parents live in. So we're like directly underneath them. So we use their internet. Like they pay Xfinity and we're able to connect to their Wi-Fi in our apartment with everything.
That's awesome.
So it's just kind of like, yeah, it's the shit. We don't have to pay Xfinity a dime and we still get the internet. But
I mean, that's what I do with my landlord. I just pay them and I use their internet.
Yeah, that's sick.
That's
dude.
awesome.
It's
yeah,
awesome. So, yeah, like it's just been recently. It's just been so shitty because like my mom has a really old cable box attached to her TV, like, and it connects to the internet. It connects to the Wi-Fi, and it's always like the first thing to go out. So it's like I have to like fix that for her. I don't know, maybe once every couple of days at some point during the day, and it's like a half-hour process. And then like on top of that, it's like if it goes out for anything else, I have to reset the internet, and then I have to like reset her cable box separately. And I'm just like, can you call fucking Xfinity and tell them that this one sucks, and see if they can exchange you another one that doesn't like constantly lose the connection. And it's yet to, happen. So that's how that's going. Yeah. Yeah, good times.
Well, it all worked out. You're back, so that's good.
Yeah, here I am. Yeah, you were talking about the islands. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all right. Where were we? Yeah, I don't. It was a lot of fun. It was while I was waiting for you, I was looking up. So on the island, they have this drink that I believe it originated in St. Thomas. I'm not 100% certain on that. But it's called a Bushwhacker, and it's basically like a chocolate milkshake with a fuck ton of booze in it, and they're incredible.
Oh, sick!
They're awesome. It's like vodka, Bailey's. I was just looking at amaretto, and Kahlua. So it's all booze. It's just all booze and ice. That's it.
Hell yeah!
And you just blend it all up, and it comes out kind of like a milkshake.
That's awesome. I bet it's so good.
Dude, it's so good. And what's funny is there's an alternate version called a Nutwhacker, which is pretty much the same thing, but with peanut butter. And it's incredible. Yeah, so definitely had a couple of those while we were there. Had to make sure that
hell yeah,
Nick got one since that was his first time going down there.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Do they have that at like every bar?
I don't think the Bushwhacker is at most bars. I don't think it's every bar. And then like the Nutwhacker one is like even less around. Like you have to some bars have it, some don't.
I gotcha.
So yeah, it was always fun.
Bush, Oak Park or
Yeah,
Forest Park. I don't know.
That was Forest Park, right across from Oak Park.
Yeah. I don't know. It looked sick.
That
That was the first gay bar I ever was aware of ever.
Oh, really? What about like Hideaway? No, because that's another one in Forest Park off of Roosevelt. And then I think
Was it by like Carol's or whatever?
Yeah, it was right next to Carol's.
Is it not there anymore?
No, it's been shut down for a while now. It's just sitting there. I don't know who owns it.
No, I don't think I would remember it, honestly.
Yeah, there was like, I'm trying to think if I was 21 by the time that place was like shutting down. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But that was like one of the last ones, and then eventually, what the fuck is it called now? I think it's called Chalk now again. Right? It was Chalk. Yeah, and then before it was Murphy's, then it was Chalk. And then it became Hardwood, which is like the new like gay bar in Forest Park, but it was like barely a gay bar. Like they had like
isn't that
a rainbow flag.
Anymore?
No, it's back to being Chalk again, I think.
Yeah. Damn. Well, sick, I guess.
I guess it's been the same owner the whole time. He's just trying to rebrand, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not working out.
Oh, well. Didn't they open a Chalk restaurant on Lake Street in Oak Park? Like a second Chalk?
You're probably thinking of Scratch.
Scratch, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's
Chalk, Scratch.
2 Scratches in Oak Park. There's like the pizza place and then another like burger restaurant.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one on Lake Street, right?
Yes. It's like over by where like that Greek place. Was that Papa Spiro's?
Papa Spiro's, yeah.
Yeah, it's like over by
right on
there.
Oak Park Avenue,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, it's over there.
Look that shit up, dude.
What else? What else happened in the island?
Dude.
Nick got
like that's one of those.
What's up?
I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. What about Oak Park?
I was just gonna say Oak Park. Like the few times I've been like back over there since, I don't know, I've been like so further away from living there. It's just crazy how much it's changed. Like all those giant buildings up by there now, like
pretty crazy
off
looking.
Of Lake Street and shit. Yeah, it's nuts.
The high rises in Oak Park.
I know. Never what I would have imagined.
Nick's brother lived in one of them for a minute.
Oh, his younger brother?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Damn.
It was a really nice building. But he got bored pretty quick. After his lease was up, he left.
Yeah, I believe that.
But no, I was going to say, Nick got burnt pretty bad while on the island.
Yeah, no sunscreen.
He did do it the first, like, couple of days we were there, and then we bought, it's like these shirts, they call them rash guards, but it's just a long sleeve shirt that super lightweight, and you just wear it when you're in the water, and you don't have to worry about, like sunscreen and stuff like that. And one of the days he was like, yeah, I'm not gonna wear it. He's like, I'm just gonna go out there. I was like, do you want some like sunscreen? He's like, I put a little bit on my face, I'll be fine. And I was like, all right. And yeah, no, man, he got fucking torched the fuck up, looked like a lobster for a minute.
That sucks.
And dude, he was like fucked up the rest of that day, like barely awake, like or like hanging out. And yeah, I just remember at one point I thought he got up from the living room with us to walk over to the kitchen. I turned around, he was gone. I was like, okay, he went to bed. And that was fun because, for those of you that don't know, my friend Alex can't cook. Like, it's just, that's not her thing. She's not good at it. When she tries, it usually ends horrendously. She's getting a little bit better, but I think it was the second night in, she was like, oh, you guys want a pizza? And we're like, yeah, that'd be great. Have a frozen pizza, right? She takes it upon herself to add some add some more toppings to it to make it better, right?
Okay.
So she takes spoonfuls of jardinera, oil and all, and just covers the pizza with it, right? Throws it in the oven, and next thing you know, it's like, I think it started smoking a little bit, and we're like, what the fuck's going on? And she's like, I I put giardiniera on it, but I think I put like too much oil. I was like, what do you mean oil? Like, you shouldn't put any oil on it. Like, well, I mean, is it bad when you like look and dude, it was just a pool of oil on top of this pizza. I was like, Alex, I was like, did you use a fork?
Ew.
And she was like, no, I used a spoon. I was like, oh God. I was like, all right, take the pizza. I guess we're gonna have to dab this oil off. So that it all worked out. The pizza was great. Phenomenal. With the giardiniera, everything was awesome.
Wow. I would like have been probably not have even eaten. I would have been like, this is ruined.
Oh no, not at all. I mean, giardiniera on a pizza is awesome, so it all worked out.
Do you remember what the brand of pizza it was?
I don't know. Some island pizza. Like
I gotcha. Island run in.
Yeah, St. Thomas brand pizza. But
yeah.
So then fast forward, like the next, like towards the end of the trip, we're in the kitchen, like another long night of drinking, and so we're all fucked up. And she's like, I got one more frozen pizza. Let's fire it up. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. Puts it in there, not knowing that there's still oil in the bottom of her oven from that previous pizza. This thing starts billowing out smoke, just tons of smoke. I'm like, oh God. That's when they realized the fire alarm doesn't work in their apartment, which is good. And luckily, like her whole place is just open windows, so everything just went right out the windows and stuff, and just brought a fan out.
Sure.
And the next morning, when we wake up, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with my throat was like in pain. I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, I didn't smoke cigarettes. Like, the fuck's going on? I was like, why do I hurt?
It was that strong.
And Alex was like, yeah, it's because we inhaled all that fucking smoke that had just like destroyed our throats. I was like, I didn't even think of that.
Jesus Christ.
And Tom was like, fine, because Tom smoked cigarettes, so he was all right.
So did he stay there with you guys?
He spent the entire 10 days with us, which I think was another reason why Alex was probably not entirely too stoked, like, because he had moved out.
And was she okay that, or was he just like, I'm doing this no matter what?
I think it was just, I think he just kind of did it. Yeah. And that's
really funny.
Yeah, I mean, it was even funnier.
It was going to be like a separation thing. Like you guys would like
hang out,
spend
for a little bit.
Certain amount of time with them. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we spent a lot of time with both of them back and forth because, like I said, Tom took some days off, but yeah, I mean, I think it was just convenient for him to just sleep on the couch at Alex's. I'm like, all right, it's fine by me, because me and Nick had a room. Yeah. She's in a 2-bedroom, so she has a guest room. So me and Nick just stayed in there, and she did give me this awesome tumbler. It's a Star Wars themed tumbler. I don't know why you can see it, but nice. It's a Stormtrooper.
Oh, I just see you
see like the little black
lines. Yeah.
But yeah, it works well. But at one point Tom did clog her toilet with a massive shit. And that was pretty funny. Cool. And so like I think it was like the next day we went to the beach and a bunch of her friends are there, and like what did she say? She was like, she just brought it up to somebody. She was like, yeah, Tom clogged my fucking toilet. And I was like laughing. She goes, I don't believe this. Like, we broke up, and I was like, I'm still dealing with this shit. And he was like right behind her, like, I don't know, like a foot away.
Literally.
I was like, Alex, like Tom's right behind you. She's like, I don't care. I was like, all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Couple of close calls with that toilet with Tom, man. It was rough.
Very funny.
Because I mean, that whole week we're just eating like trash compactors the whole time. Because why not? We're on vacation, so it's like we're on vacation by proxy. Dude. Yeah, it was good.
Do it, man.
The food's really good down there. Like, I was a big fan of like all the fish tacos and stuff like that, because those are usually pretty fresh.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I am bummed.
Yeah.
There was a sushi place that they went to when our buddy John was there back in October. Mm-hmm. And it's like this insane, it is a boat. It's literally a boat that they bring it on, and it's filled with sushi. Oh. I was like, that looks incredible, but we never made it over there, unfortunately.
Oh.
I would say next time, but Alex is moving back, I believe in June or July.
Whoa, to Forest Park?
Yeah, she's gonna come back here for a little bit. Hopefully, yeah, she might actually be teaching at that. Is it Proviso Math and Science? School?
Wow, yeah, fucking Roosevelt and Cumberland or whatever.
First, yeah. So yeah, that's a possibility, and I think some other school in Oak Park. she was looking at. So that'd be
Wow,
kind of
good
cool.
for her.
So she's gonna do that for, I think, maybe like a year or two before she moves again.
Sure.
Tom, I was asking,
what is Tom doing?
He says he's gonna spend at least a year down there. So he says, but I mean, he's pretty locked in down there. Like, I don't see any reason why you would want to leave. Like,
yeah,
you know,
see where life takes him in the islands, dude. Life could go anywhere.
Right. I mean, he's got a pretty good system down there. He knows all the happy hours of every place.
Yeah. I think my nail, remember this fucked up nail?
I can see it every once in a while.
Camera. Yeah, right? Everybody's like, dude, did you paint your nail? I'm like, why would I fucking do just this nail?
Man, you got it.
It's like finally coming. It looks like it's gonna fall off. Like it's
definitely gonna fall off. Yeah.
Yeah. Sick. I'm gonna save it.
Just put it under your pillow.
I will. Yeah, get the nail fairy to come by and fucking leave me a sack of garlic under my pillow.
Is that what she does?
I think so. That's what I would imagine.
Fair enough. So have you watched the 20-hour long Justice League cut?
No, I've never even seen the first one.
Really?
The original cut. Yeah, no. Yeah.
No shit.
Dude, I haven't seen like
have you watched any of those DC films?
I'm trying. The last one I think I saw was the Suicide Squad one.
Okay.
Or
what about Batman
versus Superman? Yeah, I saw that. I think at some point. Yeah, I think I watched like a bootleg version of it or something.
I saw that one in theaters.
Yeah, something shitty. Yeah, that was a big flop that everybody just like shat on, right? That movie.
Yeah,
I know
for the most part.
That did, but it wasn't that like a big deal at the time. It was like a very divisive film. Like a lot of people didn't like it.
I think so. I remember like initially like not liking it, but then I'm all right with it. I don't know. I don't think it's terrible. I think there's a lot of people that would say it's terrible, but I don't know. Seeing like a fleshed out Batman Superman fight is kind of cool. Like, why not? Mm-hmm. But this Justice League movie, holy shit! Yeah, it's like 4 hours long.
The Zack Snyder cut.
Yeah, restore the Snyderverse, bro. Whatever the fuck that means. I don't even know what that means.
I don't know either. I've never even heard that before. Just now.
That's like the hashtag that was going around that like got this movie back on track or whatever.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the original Justice League and it was all right. Like,
I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, it was whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a fine film. I don't think it's like anything groundbreaking, but it was fun.
Yeah.
And then this new one was like cool. They took out a lot of like more of the cheesier aspects from the original one, which was kind of funny, which I think that was a good idea. It just set the tone a little bit more seriously, which is, hey, look who's in the back.
Yeah. Are you trying to scare me? Yeah, good luck.
I can hear you behind Bill.
Hey,
hello,
Sam,
here,
how's it going?
Unplug these. Actually, I don't know if I should. You want to
share it?
Sure.
Yeah, take one.
You want to hear my
What's up,
angelic
Bulldog?
voice? Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
How was your trip?
Good, very good. I was just telling Jason all about it, and a lot of fun. Got a lot of sun, which was great. I floated in the ocean a bunch. That was really cool.
God right now.
That's what I was saying. I was like, gotta watch out. Like, there's nothing wrong with your screen. I'm just browner right now.
Yeah, right.
Which that was another funny moment. Was in the beginning, everybody kept giving us shit. They're like, "Oh, you guys got burnt. You got burnt." I was like, "I know it looks like I got burnt, but I was like, this is gonna turn brown at some point." And sure enough, by the end of the week, nobody was saying I got burnt. They were just saying Nick and Tom got burnt.
Yeah.
So that was a plus.
I saw a picture of all of you, and they both look burned.
Yeah, dude, Tom's nose was fucked. Like, it was so red by the end of the week. It looked brutal.
Yeah.
All right, bye, Bill.
See you
Bye,
Sam.
podcast. See you later.
Bye. Where's the dog? Dog, come over here. You can
Dog,
come
come back.
Dog. No, he's following.
Give him the headphones.
Django! No, yeah.
Traitor.
He might come back. You never know. That elusive dog. Traitor.
Yeah.
He's mad because he's probably pissed because we were supposed to take him to the PARK today.
Uh-oh.
But because of the whole fiasco with the fucking cat, we didn't really do it.
Oh, that's fair.
Because we thought we lost the fucking cat. So yeah,
it's understandable.
He didn't get to go. So maybe tomorrow we're talking about.
There
So
you go. So what else? What else have I missed since I was gone? Which is like technically 2 weeks.
I'm trying to think. Me and Nate have been working on
some new tunes,
a song together.
Nice.
Yeah.
How's Franco doing? I see he has use of his thumbs right now.
Yeah, I guess he's doing all right. I honestly haven't talked to him in the last week. So I don't know, but I think he's doing okay. Yeah, he was texting us and he sent over some ideas that were cool, some music stuff.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, our bass player Franco got into a bit of a car accident on his motorcycle and ended up breaking both hands.
Both of his hands.
I'm not sure which parts of his hands, but yeah, so he is currently not playing bass.
Yeah, he was incapacitated.
Yeah, for not much longer, right? It's I think it. What did he say?
I don't know.
It was it
can't be that
6
much
weeks
longer
or
at
something like
this
that
point.
when it happened.
Yeah, something like that. 6 to 9 weeks.
Yeah, and that was already
I can't remember.
2-3 weeks ago, I think, when it happened.
Yeah, I gotta hit him up and see how he's doing. I should, but hopefully. Yeah,
good.
better. I mean, at least he's texting. Hopefully he can, function somewhat better. And last Nate was talking about it. I think he said Franco was going to work to help do some he couldn't really do hands-on stuff at work, but he was still going there to help out and give appraisals and shit like that. So yeah, I guess he was doing that, but other than that, I don't know. Yeah, but otherwise, yeah, not really too much has been going on here that I could think of to tell you. Been chilling at home a lot. Yeah, nothing really new to report there. Working on new music. We have ideas we want to show you this week.
I don't like them.
Yeah, already. And we were trying to play, because I don't know if you remember it, but you wrote this really sick riff the last practice we did before you left. I got a video of it.
Nah, I don't remember.
But it's really sick. And we were trying to play that.
Oh no, did I lose you again? There we go.
All right, cool. Sorry.
No, that was my turn.
Yeah. There we go. Just pass it back to me now, and we'll see how long it takes. That was at least relatively faster than me.
It was quicker. Yeah. For some reason, it was do you want to update Zoom? I was like, aren't I using it off the internet? Off of Google? What the fuck? Or via Chrome. I was like, I don't have an app. I don't think this is an app. Maybe it is an app. It looks like an app.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Very, very
Zoom is not my world. I don't know it. You know it better than I do.
Zoom? Yeah, I don't know too well either. I mean, I'm trying to even think what I use it for. We don't.
What about for work?
Do we use it at work? Yeah, we do use it at work. I guess we do use Zoom, but I usually use just the browser version.
Right.
So. But this time I have I'm running it on the application on my laptop.
Mr. Fancy. Did you see there was a thing going around where it was supposed to be the spokesman for Skype? And he was like, what the fuck's going on? Why is everybody using Zoom? He's like, we've been around forever. He's like, why aren't you using us? He's like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I understand.
Skype sucks, dude.
Does it?
Yeah, remember we were using it and it would suck all the time.
Yeah, Zoom definitely works a lot better, I guess, than Skype, which is why everybody's using it now. Should have bought stock in Zoom.
Yeah, and Zoom, right? They really fucking took off.
Anyway, where were we? We were writing music. You guys are trying
to
remember something I wrote?
Just
I don't even remember what I wrote.
Yeah, we were trying to work. It was this groovy riff you wrote before you left, and we were working on that, and Nate couldn't get it, but it was cool. Like,
because Nate
there was
sucks.
a lot of cool drum ideas for it. Yeah, because Nate sucks ass.
The
Exactly
worst.
why. But
Nate's not as good as me.
yeah, that's exactly it.
I got that on record.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, not much. Just the same old stuff around here. Trying to think if you missed anything. There was like, I can't remember if you were here or gone for it. There was like one more day where we had snow, like 2 inches of snow.
I was gone, but I saw that.
Okay, yeah, and then like it disappeared literally after. Oh, here comes the dog! Here he is!
Hey.
Get over here! Get over here! Hello! How are you, dog? You feel so nice. You feel very nice, bub. Yeah, so been hanging out a lot with this dude, as everybody could see, Mr. Django, Dr. Django Lang.
Oh, he has a doctorate.
And, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
He's a doctorate, so you know.
In
he's
what?
Educated.
What's his background?
In field research. I don't know.
Okay. Jeez.
Yeah.
Could have picked a million things and you couldn't think of what.
He likes to play fetch a lot. He loves fetch.
That's his jam.
Like his favorite shit.
Nice.
Yeah, he loves that. Not a big tug of war guy. He likes running around a lot, and he's very fluffy. So I would say those are like overall my favorite aspects about him.
Yeah.
As a dog.
Fair enough.
And he's cool. Like, dude, today after we found the cat, me and Sam was just like, all right, let's get baked. And she was like, and she just got her stimulus check. So she's like, I'm going to buy us Portillo's for lunch. She's
nice.
like, just go get it. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll go pick it up. Cause they opened a Portillo's. It's on like Addison and Kedzie, like around there. It's on Addison in Chicago, like right in like, it's awesome. Cause it's only like, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes away from here. So that's pretty sick. So it's not like completely inaccessible to us. So like, I ordered it online and we went to go pick it up, and I was like, can I bring the dog with? And Sam was like, yeah, I don't care. So the dog was with me the whole car ride there and back. It was so sick. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. He loves car rides, so that was a really fun part of my day. Yeah, but I thought I would maybe see more reactions from people around us, and there wasn't much because I opened the windows for him so he could like stick his head out, like look around and
smell the food.
Oh hell yeah! I tried to get him to sit in the front seat with me. He wouldn't. He just stayed in the back the whole time. Because he barely fits in the front seat.
I was gonna say there's probably more leg room in the back for him.
Yeah. He's a goober, so that was a lot of fun today, and it's been nice to enjoy. I just love this weather, man. It just feels good that like the summer's coming around or the spring is coming around, and then soon enough the summer will be here, and like we could do shit again. And I'm so fucking pumped. The next couple Fridays coming up. So next Friday, are you gonna come, dude, and watch this fucking Your Mom's House stream at our place?
Is that this Friday?
Yeah, that's this Friday.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
dude. Apparently, like, did you watch the last like YMH where they were talking about this live episode? Apparently, like, the hard stuff is gonna be really fucking hard.
Yeah. Let's watch that, dude.
Yeah, I'm down.
Come by, man.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. So me and Sam are gonna buy because she's got her PC like hooked up to our TV right now. So
we'll sick. Hell yeah.
Run it off of that, which is awesome. So we'll do that and you get to hang with the dog. And then the next Friday, Brockhampton, who I've talked about on our Free for All episode.
Yeah.
One Free for All episode. They just announced their brand new album that's coming out on April 9th. And they're doing a live stream that night out of Rick Rubin's studio, Shangri-La in California.
No shit.
So I think in Malibu. Yeah. So
that's
and
cool.
They like surprised announced like, oh, we have a new album coming out. And it's like, whoa, what the fuck? So that's kind of cool.
Nice.
And I'm pretty excited for that. So I bought that stream. I'm gonna watch that. Should be fun. And yeah, man. So that's pretty much all I've got that's like exciting.
Live stream
I felt
concerts.
cool because yeah, they did. So Brockhampton did like this limited edition box set that you could pre-order for the new album, and it was just like a CD and a shirt. And I was able, like, they just did it with like no announcement. They're like, here it is, like you could pre-order it. So I grabbed one right away. Luckily, they sold out like the first day, and it's just like a CD and a shirt. I'm like, that's weird that they're not doing vinyl or anything. Not that I care, but I was reading about it, and there's like they have like 4 exclusive bonus tracks that are going to be on the CD that aren't going to be on streaming services, which I thought was really interesting because I haven't really seen any bands do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, have that like exclusivity. So it's like, oh, if you get the CD, you can hear some songs that won't be on, that nobody else can. So that's pretty wild.
Nice.
I thought that was pretty wild.
That's cool. Yeah, no, you're a huge fan of the group.
Exciting.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, and I bet you those box sets will be like flipped on eBay for a fuckload of money.
I'm sure.
I wonder if I could find one right now. I'm actually going to look.
And see if somebody's trying to sell one.
Yeah, I'm gonna see. I'm sure somebody is.
They have to.
I don't see it yet.
I'm looking at the reflection
nothing.
off your glasses.
Off my glasses?
I don't see anything.
Let me see if I can find it on. Nah, I can't. Oh well.
When did it drop?
What can you do? Huh?
When did that come out?
The album?
Yeah. Or it's not out yet, right?
It comes out. No, it doesn't come out till like but it's like I figured somebody would pre-order it and then resell it.
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? Like maybe somebody was already trying to flip it, but I don't know. You'll see all kinds of weird shit like that on the internet.
People gotta make money, Jason.
So I guess so, man. Yeah, I gotta resell some shit. So
this'll upset you, Nate. So I got really high a couple of the nights out there.
You?
Oh yeah, of course. Like
how was it?
It was great. For me it's rough because like we were just doing so much physical activity that when I get high I just get exhausted. Like my whole body shuts down. And one of the nights, I think it was like the first night Tom has like this like vape pen, you know, like everybody does. And so we did that, and we put on Naked Gun, the original one, you know, Leslie Nielsen and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just remember like as we're like watching it, I had like an insane giggle fit during a part that wasn't even like that funny. Like I was just crying, laughing after something that already happened like minutes ago, and I was just like dying. And then at one point, as we're watching it, I was like, I need to go to bed. They're like, you're right. I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I was like, I'm just, I'm like overanalyzing this movie way too much. Like it's a dumb comedy. And I'm thinking about like, oh, well, this is all going to pay off later in the end because this is what happens. And then this part does that later. I was like, oh, this is all foreshadowing. I was like, why am I thinking this hard about Naked Gun? I was like, I'm going to go to bed. I'll see you guys later. So that was a good one. And then for the most part, we just kept putting on like stand-up comedy. That's like always
cool.
A nice neutral ground.
Did you watch
for
that
everybody.
Eric Andre movie yet?
Eric Andre movie?
Yeah, the one on Netflix, Bad Trip.
Wait, is it a movie or
movie he did?
Oh no, I didn't even know that was
it's
a
movie
thing.
with like Tiffany Haddish and shit. Yeah, it just came out on Friday.
No shit. It's not. Wait, what's it on Netflix?
Dude.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Huh. I'll have to check out because like I remember,
dude,
his stand-up
really
that
good.
came out, and like I had a hard time watching that. I was like, I cannot do this. That was rough.
Yeah, it's not. It's much better than that stand-up special.
Is it more like his show?
Yeah, it's kind of
Okay.
but it is and it isn't. It's like his show, not as extreme, but pretty extreme, and like with other actors in it. It's good. It's a good movie. Me and Sam got really fucking baked, and I was like crying at a certain point. I was laughing so hard. So
I'll have to check that out.
It must have been, somewhat decent. Yeah. So
I have been currently.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
rewatching Stargate for like the 8th or 9th time. And then I also started back up Seinfeld for shits and giggles on Hulu.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you never finish it?
I mean, I own the entire DVD like series.
The box sets?
With the refrigerator. I own that. It's like my favorite thing in the world. Yeah. Best purchase
awesome.
ever.
I don't know if I have them out on display, but somewhere I have a box of like all of the box sets of every season from Seinfeld on DVD.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I remember the refrigerator though.
Yeah, dude, that was the shit. I got it at Best Buy and I was like, I have to have this. This is too cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I forgot.
What a good show, man. I was watching. I was the other night, like I was getting just bored and like looking for something to watch because I wasn't really like watching anything at all. So I just threw on some like old episodes from like Curb Your Enthusiasm from like the 2nd and 3rd season.
Fuck yeah,
and man, it's still so good. I still love that show.
I need to revisit that one again too. That show is so fucking good. I don't even know why I started watching Seinfeld again. This is all last night. Like I forgot. Something triggered it where I was like, there's so many great episodes on that and so many great moments. Like, I'll just I'll watch it again. And sure enough, went down that rabbit hole. Well, I mean, I'm on season 2. Yeah, I just started. But it's just what's crazy is like how kind of timeless that show is with the humor. Like even now, it's like, this is all pretty relevant still. Like it's all funny. Like they just did it, like the episode where it was like the stock tip or whatever. Like that shit is happening as I was on the island with Tom and like our buddy John. They were talking about stocks and like trying to buy some stuff and like I was like, that's hysterical. I was like,
was John there too?
No. He was only in spirit. Yeah. But no, John went there in October. Yeah. He was like, you got to come on. I was like, dude, and he told me like a week before he was coming out. I was like, I can't just do that. I can't drop everything.
Yeah, that's funny.
But this worked out way better.
Talking about that.
Yeah, no, this worked out way better.
That's good.
So because I wanted Nick to go, that was the big thing. Just because he hadn't gone, and like I said, Alex is going to be moving back, and kind of wanted to one last hurrah down there, and yeah, it all worked out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Very cool. What was sick was we had a direct flight there and back, which is pretty rare. But managed to procure that. Yeah. Usually you have to stop off in, I think it's either Miami or Puerto Rico. And sometimes Philly. Yeah. Which is kind of weird. But yeah, that was nice but the one thing that did suck was that the plane ride there, we flew was it American Airlines? And they have like, TVs for everybody. You can watch movies and play games. Nick's TV was not working at all. It was just like stuck on like a loading screen. He was like, what the fuck? So the whole time he was just trying to like reset it, and when nothing worked. And,
what games could you play?
Battleship, Bejeweled.
Oh wow.
Nothing great. Solitaire, like.
It'd be sick if they had like Mario 64.
That would be sick, yeah, but
yeah. Play that on your fucking flight.
But then I felt bad because then, like, out of like solidarity, I was like, well, I don't really want to watch, like any movies while Nick's just gotta sit there, like, miserable. And but we lucked out.
You have to pay for the movies?
No, it's all free, and which is like that's like my favorite thing is like I try to watch really bad movies usually on those because it's like
on airplanes.
Because it's a tiny screen, the audio is usually shitty. Yeah. It's usually edited and stuff like that. But so on the way back, we both had working screens. So like I was watching stuff. One movie that I like highly recommend, they talked about it on YMH, is that movie Unhinged with Russell Crowe. Have you heard about that?
No.
It's the one where like everyone was freaking out because like
Segura's in, like he was.
No, not that one. That's something else. Okay. That also looked pretty good. That was like more of like an indie film, but Unhinged is the one where there was like a picture going around Russell Crowe like. Looked like he gained like a ton of weight. Turned out he was actually wearing a fat suit, but he did gain weight, but he was wearing stuff to make him look even bigger and look like way out of shape. And everybody's like, oh my God, what happened to Russell Crowe? And they're like, well, it's for a movie, and it was for the movie Unhinged. Yeah. And like, have you seen the movie Falling Down with what's his name? Michael Douglas?
Fuck yeah.
It's kind of like
I bought
spiritual.
My dad a Falling Down shirt.
Dude, that's
because
sick.
Like
That movie's
Me and
the
my mom
shit.
always joke that he looks like Michael Douglas in that movie because he's got that super short hair.
You're right. He's got the
He's got the
haircut.
same glasses,
Yeah.
and he tucks his shirt in when he goes to work. So
That's
we're
awesome.
always like, dude, you look like
He
falling down
gets stuck in
Michael
traffic a lot. It's kind of like a
Yeah,
spiritual
and then goes on a
successor to that.
That's cool.
Dude, Russell Crowe's the shit in it. He's just a fucking madman
Yeah.
in it. It's awesome.
Dude, we were talking about, me and Alex and Max were talking about when South Park did that episode about Russell Crowe, like fighting everybody in the tugboat. It was like the kids show, like Russell Crowe fighting around the world or something.
That's an old one.
That. I know. And it was because like he was just fighting people for some
In real
reason.
life. Yeah, he was
like, around
beating the
that
fuck
time.
out of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like sick.
Russell Crowe's a shit, man. That guy should be a national treasure. Yeah, that was. I highly recommend that movie. I think it's great. If you like Falling Down, you'll love this movie.
Where did you watch it on?
On the plane. They have like a bunch of movies
Okay.
you can pick from, and then
I gotcha. Yeah, maybe I'll check it out.
and then I was like, that was really good, but now I gotta watch something really bad. So I watched the New Mutants movie. That was the one that like
The New Mutants movie?
yeah, like it's called Marvel New Mutants. Remember, it was like billed as like a horror film, and it was like the girl from
that
Game of
came
Thrones.
out.
It's been out now. People just shit all over it, and rightfully so. It's a pretty bad movie. There's nothing really redeemable about it. I don't know. It's barely a horror film.
Is it a horror movie? Okay,
That's how
it
they
doesn't look scary.
they kind of originally build it as. And then I don't know, somewhere down the road they're like, let's not totally do that. And then
This is like an X-Men thing?
yeah, it is tied to like the X-Men universe, but I think now they're not even gonna bother.
Okay. What did it come out? Oh, it came out last year.
Yeah. It was in like
Interesting.
pre-production hell forever, or post-production, I think.
Yeah, I remember like seeing a trailer for it a really long time ago.
I do too, like the teaser trailer like years ago, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And nothing ever came of it, and then I don't know, it went through a bunch of problems throughout, and then eventually they just said, fuck it, here it is, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
And then I watched the latest Bad Boys movie, which was awesome,
Nice.
except for the plane landed and I still had like 20 minutes left. I was like, fuck.
Fuck.
I didn't get to see
Damn
the
it.
big ending, but otherwise that was a great movie, man. Like, if you like
Yeah,
the other
sick.
ones, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, Bad Boys is awesome.
Have you seen the new
How
song?
long is that flight? No, I have not.
It's like just shy of like 5 hours, I think.
Okay, that's not horrible.
No, it's not terrible. That was funny because like getting there wasn't a problem. Leaving though, so like St. Thomas, it's a beautiful island. It's great. The people are amazing. However, everybody moves at a very slow pace, and everybody's very just relaxed and not really worried about anything. Just kind of like going with the like everybody is just going with the flow. And there's two instances of it where the one at the airport, we get there. And like last minute, there's a gate change. We're like, all right, whatever. Now we're supposed to hit gate 4, and it's just one terminal. It's not like multiple terminals like O'Hare or anything. It's just one terminal, and there's just, I believe there's 8 numbers that are gates, and really it's just like wherever the plane just goes, that's it. And you're like, I guess that's my plane. And we're sitting there, and they start loading a plane at gate 4, and I'm like looking, I was like, well, they didn't say anything about Chicago. And then I noticed there's like other people like looking around like, what the fuck's going on? Like, is that Chicago? Is that Chicago? And then finally they're like, this is the flight for Philly. And everyone's like, all right, well, I'm not going to Philadelphia. Like, what the fuck? But they're all going through gate 4. Meanwhile, there's another plane next to it that people have already gotten off of. And they're clearly like cleaning and doing their thing. And they're like, all right, so, the flight to Chicago, you're going to go through gate 4, but you're going to walk over to gate 5 from there, and you're going to get on the plane from there. Like, all right. And every time she kept trying to say Chicago, she would say Charlotte. She's like, all right, plane boarding for Charlotte going right now. I was like, hold on. I was like, where the fuck are we going? Like, what the hell's going on? She's like, oh, and then finally she like corrected herself. I was like, oh, sorry, it's Chicago. This plane's going to Chicago. I was like, oh my God, like what the fuck, dude? And then went back to saying Charlotte again. I was
What
like,
airline
Jesus.
was this?
American Airlines.
Okay.
And it was funny, like when we got on the plane, the guy next to me was like, hey, he's like, are you going to Chicago? And I was like, yeah, that's where we're supposed to be going. He goes, all right, good, because I wasn't even sure where the hell we were going for a second. I was like, yeah, no, you're good, man. You're not going to Philly.
Man,
I'll tell
that
you.
sucks.
Yeah, it was a little like, what the fuck is going on? And it was running late, which was, of course, like how they operate.
That sucks.
But no,
at least you got back.
I made it. But no, there was one of the days we stopped at this place called Doghouse, which was actually like my favorite place of all the restaurants we went to. That was probably my favorite. Like the food was so good. It was like really good bar food. And they had like a legit crunch wrap, like how Taco Bell should do it.
Oh.
It was like a real one. It was fucking huge and it was awesome. And it tasted so good. But
nice.
As we're sitting there, I like look over and there's this one dude and he's putting up like a railing to like a patio. And he's just putting up all like the single like, little beams that go up like on the front end of it. And I'm watching him and dude, it took him, like, no joke. I think it was like we sat there for a while, like over an hour. We were probably there and watching him. He put up like 2 of these rungs in the whole like hour we were there. And meanwhile, there's like other dudes walking and like watching him and like talking to him, just shooting the shit. And I was like, holy fuck. I was like, this is driving me insane. I was like, I want to go over there and just like clearly, like I could tell who like the, I guess, foreman would be. I was like, I wanted to go up to the guy and be like, hey man, I was like, give me his day rate and I'll fucking finish this thing in like 30 minutes. Like, holy shit, this guy was taking his time.
Yeah.
And Tom was like, yeah, man, that's just how they do it. That's just how it is on the island. I was like, God, I was like, that drives me nuts, man.
Wow.
I was like, I'd fucking fire this guy. It was
nuts,
crazy. And that's how it is everywhere. Like nobody moves fast for anything. It's just everybody takes their time. Island time.
Yeah, fuck. That's annoying, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, you get used to it when you're down there.
Yeah. I'm sure you do. I mean, it makes sense. But yeah, Jesus Christ, dude.
It was driving me crazy, like watching this guy work. I was like, God damn it.
I'd be fucking probably pretty annoyed too.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. I just like watch it. I was like, God damn it, man.
Yeah.
But that was the other thing that was funny. I remember Tom told me this story a while ago, but they had like a friend of theirs that like lived on an island with them, and like he's not the smartest dude that they knew. He's a bit of a slow on, here and there. And I guess some other dudes were like, hey man, like, can you, like, we'll give you $50 if you drive us to this KFC. Now there's 2 KFCs on the island, one that they're close to and one like on the other side of the island. And the guy was like, yeah, sure, we can go. And they're like, no, but we're going to the one on the other side of the island. He's like, weird, but all right, $50, I'll do it. And he was like, all right. We get in the car.
Tom did that?
No. This is like a friend of theirs who is a bit of an idiot. And he was like, all right, I'll do it. So they drive over to the KFC, parks the car. And they're like, just wait in the car. We'll be right back. They go in. They fucking rob the place. Jump back in the car. And they're like, get the fuck out. Go. The guy's like, all right. And drives off. Drives them back to their place. Has no idea what the fuck transpired. And he was just like, he was upset because he was like, I really wanted chicken. He goes like, why didn't you guys grab any chicken for me? And they're like, yeah, sorry, but here's your $50. And he's like, all right, thanks. The next day, it breaks on the news that like the local KFC got fucking held up by these 2 dudes, like, robbed the fucking place and then got away. And still was like, that's weird. That was the KFC we were at. And everyone's like, you moron, you're an accomplice to this robbery. And he was like, oh, that's crazy. Like, whoops. Like, what the fuck have I done? And they're like, holy shit, you're a moron. Like, had no idea. Had zero idea.
What happened then?
Nothing ever happened to that guy.
Like,
I guess later on, I don't know if it was weeks, months, or a year or so, ended up like crashing his car, left it, went back home, grabbed a bag, and just flew back home to wherever he was from. And it has never been heard from since.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Crazy shit,
Yeah,
man.
that's
Crazy
one way to
island
fucking
shit.
do it.
Yeah, man. Like,
Shit, man.
there was another story of some other dude that bought a car from somebody they knew, and like I guess she never transferred the title over, so it was still in her name. And he was driving around, the car was a beater, and eventually just died. And the guy was like, "Fuck it," and just left it in the middle of the road, just walked away, went to the bar. I was like, "Yeah, that's it." And there's nothing they could do about it towards him because the car wasn't technically in his name, and the girl had moved, had since moved, so it's not like they're gonna find her. Like, Jesus.
Sure.
It's pretty lawless.
How long do you think it takes to drive around the entire island of St. Thomas?
I believe it's like a hour and a half, like 2 hour drive or something like that.
To go the
Circle
full way
out.
around?
I think so. I could be wrong. I'll have to ask. I always forget. I know it's short.
Yeah.
You can definitely do it, like relatively easy, because it is one. It's kind of like one giant road, and then there's like one more tinier giant road that loops into it a little bit. So you go into like their, I guess, downtown area, if you want to call it that. Like,
sure.
Yeah. So
the
like
high rises.
Yeah, it's like it's like where like the shopping centers are, kind of.
Sure.
It's also like a junction point for, like, they call them safaris. It's just a pickup truck with a bunch of benches on it, and those are actually kind of cool. They only drive. They drive literally around the whole island, and then like around that one tiny loop. And for like $1, you get on, go where you need to go. You hit a little bell, and they'll stop wherever on the road. Give the guy $1, and you're good to go. If you drive really far, it's $2. But pretty good system, I guess. We ended up using it once or twice, which was good. Nick needed that experience, which was nice. And then
sure.
What else? Oh yeah, we also went to St. John Island. That's a really beautiful part of the United States Virgin Islands. It's the more like higher end touristy stuff, and yeah, we stopped in there, and that was where when I went 5 years ago, I want to say the name of the beach was like Cinnamon Bay, I believe, where Tom ended up losing. He ended up losing the lens on his glasses in the ocean, and that was like a whole thing with him and Alex, which was really funny because so like we get there, and for the most part, most of the beaches are kind of like in a covey kind of setting, so you don't get a lot of waves. It's pretty chill for the most part. But on St. John, we went to a section where it was super choppy and wavy, which it's a lot of fun, you know, if you like to swim and stuff. So like we liked it, and Tom's not like a strong swimmer, so like he wouldn't really go in too far. But you don't have much of a choice because these waves would be so big. And so it's like me, John, and Tom are in the water, and then Alex and her sister were still sitting on the beach. And I just remember like feeling the water go in really hard towards the ocean. I was like, oh shit, like this is gonna be a big wave. And sure enough, you know, big wave comes crashing in. You kind of get discombobulated and come to, and I can hear Tom like swearing up a storm. Like he's like, God damn, what the fuck? God damn it, shit. And I'm like, I was like, what's up, man? He goes, fucking lens popped out of my glasses. I was like, oh shit. And like prior to that, Alex, of course, like Alex like warned him, like, you should be careful with your glasses. You should wear like this or that, or, you know, try not to lose them. And he's like, whatever. And dude, I don't know how, but John was able to, he dove down and actually found the fucking lens to his glasses. He's like,
sick,
which is crazy, right? So gives it to Tom. At this point, Alex is already in the water, you know, scolding Tom for not being careful. It's just his only pair of glasses. And he's like, yeah, I know. And then as they're fucking around with the glasses, I hear Alex go like, oh shit. I was like, uh-oh. And I like look, and I was like, oh no, it's another giant fucking wave. Boom, we get hit. We get back up. Tom's swearing again. Alex is like, what did I tell you about these fucking glasses? Lost the lens again. And couldn't find this time. It was fucking gone forever.
Yeah.
So he was down to
funny.
Yeah, dude. So he was down to like a single glass eye. And that was it. That was on St. John. So yeah. That has a special place in our heart.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, I wish they had fucking. Do they have a fucking America's Best out there, dude?
America's Best.
I
don't know. Probably, dude. I wouldn't even trust the fucking eye doctors out there. Two fucking people, one of which we met, who was from Illinois. Apparently, this dude, younger dude too. He was like in his I think he was like early 20s. So he was like, oh, there's something wrong with my testicles. Like, this is probably not normal. Goes to the doctor in St. Thomas, and they're like, oh, you just have like elephantitis of like your nuts. Like, that's, you're going to be uncomfortable. It's just something you got to deal with. And like, you might have to like do something for it. But, for the most part, don't worry about it. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. So I can't remember if he said he went back home or went to another island, went to a doctor there and was like, yo, like, what's up with my testicles? And they looked and they go, oh, you have testicular cancer. We need to remove like one of your testicles, and like now. And he's like, all right. And so he had fucking testicle cancer. And the doctor on the island was like, you're fine. It's just elephantitis. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Holy fuck.
So then another story of a guy comes in, tells him like, oh, I'm not feeling good. Like, something's wrong, like over by my side. And it's like, they look him up and down. I think they even did some scans, and they're like, oh, you're healthy as a horse is what they told him. They're like, you're fine. And he's like, yeah, I don't feel fine. So he ends up going back home, I believe, to like Morocco. He goes to a doctor out there and was like, hey, can you just like, look me over and find out if like they're, right in their assessment. Find out he's got cancer, like this tumorous cancer, like off of his like liver or something like that, growing this growth. Whoa. And had to get it removed. It's like, oh my God. It's like, what the fuck is going on over there? Like, their doctors are god awful. So I don't even know if I would trust them.
Yeah, they have to be. Holy fuck, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was just 2 instances we heard while we were there, both back to back. Jesus. That's why, like, everybody there, if they need to go to a doctor, they just go back home and do whatever doctor shit they need to do.
Sure. That's fair. Well, shit, man. I should probably get hopping off of here.
Yeah.
We got to figure out what the fuck we're going to do for Dan and the rest of the evening.
Well, this worked out really good. I think so. I think for now, we might be doing this just because Dave his house is in shambles, from what I've heard, right?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Which is fine. Cool. Aside from a few little bumps that worked out pretty well.
Yeah, a few little hiccups. Yeah, I think we're okay.
But cool. Very good. And so next week will be our death metal episode, which I believe I already put in the audio as far as like what albums to check out.
Okay.
Do you remember the list?
Yeah, I do.
Do you? Want to rattle off one more time?
Of the songs or of the albums?
Just the albums, yeah.
I don't remember the highlight songs.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
The albums are... My pick is Burning the Masses, Offspring of Time.
Sick.
Your pick was Solipsis by the Zenith Passage, and then Nate was he picked Anomalies by Cephalic Carnage.
Cool.
All right. Those are the records.
So everybody's
talking about those next week.
Everybody's got a little extra time with these, so that's good.
Yeah, so listen to them, and then we'll be chatting about them.
Yes. Was our buddy Nate, who we talked a bunch of shit about on this episode. So unfortunately, by the time we record that episode, he will have not heard this one. So he won't be mad.
Yeah. I'll have to wait till the next one.
Right. We'll just hear about it at practice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, sick.
All right. Oh, my cat's throwing up, so I gotta go.
Oh, fuck yeah. I hate that.
That's awesome. Cool. All right.
Sick, dude. Well, all right, man.
I'll see you hopefully sooner than later, right?
Yeah, I'm sure I'll see you Wednesday.
Yeah, and then Friday.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Wednesday,
definitely.
Wednesday.
We're doing it. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't even know what day it is anymore. All right, cool. Yeah, so I'll see you next week, and we'll see everybody else next week as well.
Fuck yeah.
Next Monday.
Sounds good, man.
Episode. All right.
Alrighty.
I'll see ya. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I love the world. I love the world.